Friends, Rajasthan Architecture Festival has marked yet another milestone on the city of Jaipur with a successful event which saw a galaxy of architects. Not just the architects from the city and the state poured in to discuss architecture, but we had delegates, speakers from across the country and across the globe. We are humbled by the privileged presence of every speaker, delegate, participant at the Rajasthan Architecture Festival. The heritage walks shared a lot of glimpses of people discussing heritage and not just looking at it, feeling it, talking about it, imagining a readaptive future, the services for the heritage buildings, the architecture of democracy, designing spaces with empathy, coalescing modern materials with the vernacular traditional architecture, and transformation into a beautiful future. The discussions were intensive, the discussions were enriching, the discussions made us smile, made us think beyond what architecture can do to this world. Thanking all of you once again for being a part of this memorable 3 days event, Rajasthan Architecture Festival, not just for the presentations, for the discussions, for the enlightening and the enriching sessions. Another a path-breaking and a monumental exhibition put up by all our friends from the building industry, where the clients, the architects, the contractors, the people belonging to my industry, your industry, discussed and admired the newest materials and the technologies coming to all of our ways for making architecture more successful and more meaningful. We thank all of them for putting up their hands together to put up a beautiful showcase of building materials, putting up an enriching session of architecture, which is going towards a future, but keeping the heritage in hands. Also, IA Rajasthan Chapter, Indian Institute for Architects, Rajasthan Chapter is humbled, delighted, at the same time proud to invite you to this valedictory function as we mark another August evening to a closure of a successful event which has seen everyone's presence and everyone's participation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of this 2 days event. We just saw a few glimpses of our opening ceremony, where right from this Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister Shri Ashok Gehlot, on this stage to the Council of Architecture President, Mr. Habib Khan, IIA President, Mr. C.R. Raju, to our international delegates, discussing and enriching us, motivating us that what architecture can change into this world. We have had interesting moments, and we'll have few more glimpses for you to watch. Till then, I would take a permission to begin this evening. As our guest of honor and chief guest is in their places, I would request all of you to put your hands together to welcome on stage the guest of honor for the day, Mr. R.K. Vijayvargiya, Chief Town Planner of Rajasthan. May I request, sir, and our chapter chairman, Akir Tushar Sogani, to please request, sir, and escort our chief guest, Mr. Rajiv Arora, on the stage, please. Life is like a canvas. Draw your dream on it and start filling colors with your hard work, dedication, and discipline. Very well said as a success mantra by Mr. Rajiv Arora himself, a successful entrepreneur who's brought laurels to the Rajasthan state, not just by his designs, by his creativity, by his hard work and dedication, but also through his motivational words, bringing the society together towards successful business, keeping the tradition intact, and making us a brand called Amrapali for all of us. Thank you, sir, for being here. He's currently the chairman of Rajasthan Small Industries Development Corporation. We are humbled by your presence, sir. Thank you for being with us. Our dearest Chief Town Planner of Rajasthan State, Mr. R.K. Vijayvargiya, has been a friend to IIA Rajasthan always, a well-encompassed architect. Mr. Vijayvargiya passed his architecture in 1981 from Manit Bhopal, and since then has been serving the state, the country, and the city. So we are humbled with your presence and your dedication towards the development of the fraternity and the support to IIA Rajasthan. Thank you for being here at Rajasthan Architecture Festival, sirs. Sir, in your august presence, we would like to thank the people who have made this successful event successful for all of us, more memorable. It's a small Thanksgiving ceremony where words cannot reach, where words are not enough. They are mementos to keep so that for years together, we remember this moment, we remember your presence, we remember all of us shared some good moments here and enriched ourselves with a lot of information. We would like to extend a big thank you to all our sponsors. I would request the member representatives from the sponsors to please come on the stage and be felt thankful with a memento with our guests. I would start with gold sponsors, K-Light. May I request the audience to please put a huge round of applause for these sponsors because they have made us sing, dance, eat, enjoy and learn for past 3 days. May I request the representative from Daikin as our gold sponsor to please come on the stage. Anyone from Daikin here? As silver sponsors, we have Floret with us. Daikin is here. Sirs, we understand these 3 days have been equally taxing for you, but we are absolutely thankful and grateful for your extension of support to Rajasthan Architecture Festival. Team Daikin on the stage, friends, please put your hands together and thank them for their generous support to this beautiful festival. Thank you, Daikin. May I call upon our silver sponsors, the Floret. The beautiful stall done by Floret has been mesmerizing its audience for past 2 days. The dedicated team and the young spirit of this complete team to come up with newer ideas has been interestingly attracting everyone to their stalls. Thank you, Floret, for being a silver sponsor, and IIA and Rajasthan Architecture Festival is humbled for your generous support. Next, may I call upon our silver sponsor, JK Cement, without whom the buildings are not strong and so is not RAF. Thank you, JK Cement, for making RAF stronger. May I request the representatives from JK Cement to please come on the stage. Yes, friends, architecture talks all about materials. May it be the vernacular ones from the traditional wisdom, or may it be the dedicated ones by human research, the modern materials. We have with us as our silver sponsor, Viva Composite Panel. May I request the representative from Viva Composite Panel as one of our silver sponsors to please come up on the stage. Well-designed spaces make better. Well-designed spaces become better with beautiful furniture, and that's why we had with us Talo Furniture. May I request on stage our silver sponsor, Talo Furniture. Friends, you've had an amazing experience with them for the last 3 days. When we visited the stall, and they were very humbly expressing their creativity, making our spaces beautiful. Put your hands together to thank them. Coming up to our bronze sponsors and our friends, may I request to call upon stage Gujarat Guardian, making all our designs more beautiful and more usable. The unique products by Gujarat Guardian have been well applauded by all participants and our guests at the center. Friends, please put your hands together for Roka Bathroom Products. and RAF from the House of Pidilite Industries as one of our bronze sponsors. May I request the representatives from RAF to please come forward. Next on our sponsor category is the one who's taught the country about rugnovating. Let's put our hands together for Jaipur Rugs for a beautiful presentation and demonstration of weaving put up at the stall and also keeping all of us engaged and giving us with the best of the rugs. So let's rugnovate and put our hands together for representatives from Jaipur Rugs, please. Moving forward with our broad sponsors, we have StoneX, my dear friends, making it more beautiful, the floorings with their mesmerizing designs, the natural and the artificial stones. Put your hands together for our bronze sponsors, StoneX. No building gets to be successful without them. The piping systems and the leaders here as our bronze sponsors were the Prince Piping Systems. May I request on stage Prince Piping System representatives to please come up on the stage as our bronze sponsors. Moving forward towards the digital world, we had our bronze sponsors from LG Electronics. Anyone from LG Electronics, please come forward. Also, our dinner sponsors included Elegante, Classic Window Planet, Classic Window Planet is on the stage now. Good sessions definitely look for good lunches, and we are thankful to our lunch sponsors. To begin with, may I call upon stage Timber Stone, please? Members from Grove and Avinash Enterprises as our lunch sponsors. The technical session sponsors Jaguar Bath and Light. May I please request Jaguar's representatives to please come on the stage. Jaguar Bath and Light, thank you for giving us this opportunity to host speakers right from across the world, young and old, discussing and completely enriched with the technical session sponsored by Jaguar. The beautiful registration kits making these sessions and the event more memorable were sponsored by House of Things. May I request our representatives from the House of Things as a registration kit sponsor to please come forward. And the most difficult one was the Heritage Walk, but with the most enjoyed one too. So we are thankful to our sponsors for the Heritage Walk, USAM Smart Livings, USAM Concepts Private Limited. Thank you for making the Heritage Walks more memorable for everyone with your presence and your creative intent added to the heritage of the city. Sir, the it's also the time to announce the Best Stall Award. Definitely our audience and the guests at the exhibition have been enjoying every stall and have liked the display very well. But if we are, suppose, and our judges with a difficult time have chosen the best stall, so the award goes to Godela Bath Collection, who also happens to be one of our bronze sponsors. Thank you, sirs, for being a part of Rajasthan Architecture Festival, making it more memorable, beautiful, and enriched with your products. The Godela Bath Collections wins the Best Stall Award, and we are also thankful to them to be one of the bronze sponsors to the event. Thank you. Congratulations, team. Oh, it's a team spirit and a team effort which makes you a winner. So may we request on the stage the complete team of Godela Bath Collection to come up and have a group picture with our guests. Rajasthan Architecture Festival is meant to give you a lot of memories. Accomplishments are yet to be enjoyed. We have many more awards to be announced for the evening, friends. Please put your hands together for this beautiful team who has worked hard to come up to this stage. Thank you, guests. May I please request you to please take your seat. As humbled as IIA Rajasthan Chapter with your presence, I'm sure the stall and the sponsors are also equally elated to have all their mementos with the hands of our august guests here tonight. And friends, there was another competition at the same time going around. It was a sculpture presentation and a competition for the college students of architecture. May I request on stage the esteemed jury for that competition, and may I once again request the chapter chairman and convener RAF, Architect Tushar Sugani, to please escort the jury to the stage and please come up on the stage with them. For the jury, we have Architect Armando Guzman, the National President of United Architects of Philippines, who has been spending time with the students, talking to them, judging them, discussing with them their concepts, and the presentation here for RAF. May I please request the jury member to come on the stage? Architect Madhup Mazumdar was the second jury member. Unfortunately, he is not here for the closing ceremony. May I request Architect Ziaul Islam, Honorary Secretary, Arcasia, the third jury panelist, to please come up on the stage. Friends, being a jury is one of the toughest jobs to do, and especially when it is about the students' works. It was done with a lot of hard work and content, wit and humor. The dedication of the jury members and the time they've spent with the students in the last 2 days has definitely been more enriching for them. IIA Rajasthan Chapter and Rajasthan Architecture Festival are humbled, sirs, by your support to this festival and consent for being the jury members. May I take this opportunity to listen about the experiences of the jury members who've spent some good time with our students in the last 2 days?
Don't first. Okay. The experience was fantastic, actually. There were 4 schools, and I thank the organizers for selecting a theme that was on the evolution of Jaipur and its architecture. So the installations were really marvelous. Each of them had different flavor, and students worked hard. They were all potential, and they were hard contest, actually. So I think the first and second were very close. That's all. I wish all the best for the teams. Thank you.
To say something? Good day to all. It was a pleasure to really judge the future architects here. And it's more of them educating us, actually. And we were very happy to see works. And it's really a very good experience. And if I may say, thank you, Architect Tushar. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a very wonderful crowd, wonderful event, I would say. Thank you very much.
I request on stage the presence of Mr. H.S. Sancheti, sir, advisor to UDH, Government of Rajasthan, to please give away the awards for this student competition. Friends, put your hands together and hold your hearts, because we are to announce the awards for the student competition. The runners-up announcement and the runners-up award goes to Malviya National Institute of Technology. May I request the student team to come up on the stage. The installation is seen on the screen, please. This was a beautiful installation put up by the students of MNIT, depicting the heritage culture of Rajasthan architecture. A very well done, team. Come on, friends, they are budding, aspiring architects who are going to join us very soon. We ought to motivate them and inspire them to join this beautiful profession of architecture. And the winner for the competition is Ayojan School of Architecture. The decibel level says about the hard work that has been put into to get you here on stage. May I request the audience to keep clapping and keep cheering them up. The beautiful artwork put up by Ayojan School of Architecture can be seen on the screen. Thank you, sirs, for your august presence and motivation to these young students. May I request the chapter chairman and convener, Tushar Sogani, sir, to please stay on the stage. As you've been holding the torch for months together now, as you've been dreaming about it for nights together now, as you've been motivating all of us and planning with all of us, for all of us, for months together now. Foremost, we thank you for conceiving this and choosing to be the convener for this beautiful Rajasthan Architecture Festival. And with that, I invite you to please extend a valedictory note to the August gathering.
Good evening, all of you. Please bear with my throat, I've just got the last energy to speak. And thank you, Rajiv sir, for gracing the occasion. Vijay Varghese Saab, Sancheti Saab, We are proud that you are here in the valedictory function. I actually really don't want to validate this function, don't want to close this function. I don't know tomorrow morning whom I'm going to call. And it's nostalgic, I know, you know. All of us worked hard for 3-4 months, and today we are here. We're being appreciated by every delegate from India and from the other part of the world. And I think it was just because the support from all of you. I would first like to start, my expression of gratitude for all the sponsors who actually felicitated there. Because without your support, it was actually not possible. So a great round of applause for all the sponsors. When we started curating this event, so RAF, when it comes to our mind, Rajasthan Architecture Festival, we actually got inspired from JLF, Jaipur Literature Festival. And trust me, my entire team took a pledge that in times to come, we'll elevate this festival with whatever flaws we have in our present flagship event, and we will take this event way forward. And when this was discussed among our team, we all got excited. And today, the result is this, that the CM came to inaugurate this function with a lot of stalwart of galaxy of speakers, and it made our day. Rather, 2-3 days were ours, and everything was flowing like a success story of this event in the media, amongst the associations, amongst the citizens of Jaipur. In fact, when I was discussing with the Honorable Chief Guest, Rajiv ji was telling me, Tushar, you've got a good coverage, This RAF was well covered by the media also. So, friends, lots of moments, which were behind the scene, actually, for this moment. And I have no words, I don't know how to express every individual who was directly or indirectly attached with this festival needs a great round of applause. And I actually, cannot stand alone without the support of my team. So I had my 4 co-conveners. I'd like to call them on the stage. Architect Gaurav Agrawal, Architect Prakash Mohnani, Architect Ashutosh Bhargav, Architect Mukul Goyal. These were the 4 pillars who acted as the co-convener of the event along with me. And, when we first made a team amongst ourselves, the very first, comment from all of us was that we need to have advisors, who were actually having a lot of experience. So, first name came was Architect Ravi Gupta. Second, I please have you on the stage, sir. Architect Gupta, sir, aapke bina we are absolutely incomplete, sir. He was a chapter chairman of our this thing, and he's passed the baton, and that's why today we are taking forward the legacy. None other than Architect Rajendra Puri, sir. Architect Sharad Mathil, who was sitting in Bangalore, giving us a lot of energy. And he was here for last 3-4 days continuously. Architect Sanjay Kothari, sir. Sanjay says not yet, but we have been blessed by him. And Architect Amit Gehlot, who has helped us in lots and lots of things, And he always, believe in remaining at the backstage, but he has in a lot of things, And Gyaninder Shekhawat, I think he's also not here, also left. Friends, these were the people behind the show. I was just on the front, but these people were actually supporting us. And the backbone of our team, my executive committee, And please, Gaurav, remind me if I forgot. I'm nostalgic, So it started with registration committee. Manish Thakuria and Vikas Vijay. These people were after every delegate, who has registered, who has not registered, and they were not having any hitch to call them. Then was my exhibition team, architect Raghuveer Singh and architect Ankur Singh. Doing the stock position of every stall, what has been sold, what has not been sold. So Raghu, fantastic job. Then hospitality committee, my two pawns, and they are actually they become the prince. And because of them, today every delegate is telling that hospitality was at the peak. And Abhinav, can I have you here? Abhinav and Arpit Sancheti. Every single delegate was in the back of their mind, their arrival, departure, right from their stay. Today we had fantastic heritage walk. So heritage walk was being handled by architect Kavita Jain and architect Ayush Bhardwaj. Ayush and Kavita. When we started, we thought that the tally is going to be around 50, 60 people. And in the last 2 days, the tally actually started with 215 each heritage walk. Kudos to you guys. And the most important aspect of this festival was actually the technical sessions. And they were curated in such a holistic manner, Every speaker of a theme and sub-theme was nicely considered, and it was a true extravagant day of technical education amongst ourselves. And this was handled by none other than architect Preeti Agarwal and architect Neeraj Gupta. Gupta sir. Preeti, you did a fantastic job. And we thought we are putting technical stuff into the event. We are doing exhibition. We are doing heritage walk. Then of course there has to be something called cultural nights. So for that, none other than Shweta Chaudhary and Rekha Nimani. They were right, of thinking how to present the Kalvelias, what not, Even in the cultural nights, everything was curated by them. I'm done. Thank you so very much. And this was the team behind the show. I was only at the front seat. Thank you. And actually, many a times it becomes when you make a family and there are certain people who are initially not a part of a family, but working with in a close knit, they became family. And as you all know, the actual curator of the event was the Team Poet. Team Poet from Mumbai. Can I have Viraj, Shraddha? I have given them call 12 o'clock in the night, 5 o'clock in the morning. Viraj, Shraddha, Pooja, you can call your team. This festival was absolutely incomplete without the yacht. They were stationed in Jaipur for last 15 days. And Rajiv sir, they are the people whose their creative team created all the logos, the creative, and they work without any time gap. So Varsha, Viraj, we are not felicitating you, we are acknowledging you because we cannot dare to give you any memento. So thank you, Team Poet. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Team Poet, for making this more memorable and more successful for IIA Rajasthan Chapter. Our throats may be sore, our ankles may be hurting, but the hearts are still pounding faster as we wish to share with you the glimpses of few of the beautiful moments that we've shared on a lighter note for past 2 evenings with all of you. May I request the technical team to please play the video for the first night's dinner, where we started with it, introduced to each other and danced like crazy people.
Three cheers for RAF. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip.
Indeed, friends, we have created memorable moments for all of us. And yes, such festivals indeed come true with the support from all our friends inside, our well-wishers outside. And one such well-wisher is Save Our City, an NGO which is working in Jaipur explicitly to take care of the tangible and the intangible heritage of this city. And we are thankful to Save Our City for putting up a beautiful exhibition about the heritage of Rajasthan, which gave us a reminder of the assets that we have. On behalf of IA Rajasthan Chapter and Rajasthan Architecture Festival, may I request our convener, Tushar Sogani sir, to please extend. May I request our advisor, Amit Gehlot sir, to please extend a thank you to Save Our City, Ma'am Anu Sogani, for all her support, for the beautiful exhibition which kept everyone understanding and mesmerized by the heritage assets of our city. Thank you, ma'am, for joining hands with IIA and making us prouder of our heritage asset, of our beautiful city, and we wish Save Our City lot of luck and future support. As the NGO requests all of us to join hands and save our city. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. And friends, it's time for some blessings. We are humbled with the presence of our guest of honor, Mr. R.K. Vijayvargiya, sir, with us here today. Sir's support with IIA Rajasthan has always been there, from the smallest of the discussion to the biggest of the decisions. Sir has always been a support and a motivational factor to all of us. May I request, sir, to please extend blessings once again to Rajasthan Architecture Festival and Rajasthan Chapter. May I request on stage the guest of honor for the evening, Architect Vijayvargiya sir, to please extend blessings. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, friends. Honorable Shri Rajiv Arora sir, and the IIA team headed by Mr. Tushar Sogani. We saw a wonderful festival that has taken place in Jaipur. I think this would be a highly memorable, even better than the Jaipur Literature Festival. And the initiative you have taken, I think, will go a long way. You know, as being myself an architect and being at the policy level, so love for architects and architecture is quite obvious. So since we are sitting on the policy decision, so empowering architects and the architecture has been my passion. So for last 3 years, we have given so much of powers to the architects. I don't want to discuss all those in details because I'll take hours to discuss, hours to express whatever the initiatives we have taken. For the first time, we have an expert committee headed by Principal Secretary Urban Development. Now the member from IIA is part of that committee, expert committee, which takes major policy decisions in terms of building bylaws, heritage, etc., etc. And then we have given a lot of powers, even, for example, a lot of powers to approve. For example, there are lots of big institutions here in Rajasthan and Jaipur. So they were facing problems in approving their plans. So what we did is that we gave powers to, the institute architects, powers to design, not only design the buildings, but frame the bylaws within the campus. He doesn't need to follow the setbacks, etc. of the building bylaws. He just has to frame his own bylaws considering the external parameters like airport NOC and environmental consideration and fires, etc. Even the fire NOC, powers to issue fire NOC has also been given to the architects. So it does not just empowering the architects, but creating an employment opportunities for my budding architect. We saw lots of students from MNIT, from Ayojan School of Architecture. So I want to assure them that the initiatives we are taking, it's not just that the powers is being given to the senior architects, but it's a continuation. Senior architects would need help of junior architects within their office. It's like architect's office has become like an urban local body. It's like Jaipur Development Authority or Jaipur Nagar Nigam. The whole process has been designed in such a way that the architect works as an urban local body. So they would need their assistance also. So there are lots of initiatives. It will take hours to discuss all those, but I would end up here. I would congratulate the whole team in successful festival and wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we move ahead, I would like to request upon stage the Vice President of IA India Chapter, Jitendra Mehta, sir, who's amongst us, and Tushar Sugani, sir, to please come up on stage as they say that they have a sweet surprise for all of us. So with your consent, may I request the technical team to play the video?
Hello. So, first of all, thanks a lot, Jaipur, and especially my younger brother Tushar, who has done a fantastic job by organizing this Rajasthan Architecture Festival. It has created a perfect and a very high landmark in the events history of IAA. So on behalf of Indian Institute of Architects, I wish to thank Tushar for the fantastic and the entire organizing team. A lot of my friends over there, what a zeal, what a passion. It needs a huge round of applause for the entire organizing team. I'm taking this opportunity today since all the architects from Rajasthan are there. So what you saw just now was the teaser launch. I thought that probably this is the best platform to launch this teaser. And it is about the Central Regional Conference, which is happening for after 26 years. The first Central Regional Conference was there, probably when Vijay Varghese Sahab would have been, or rather had just left MANIT Bhopal. But now it is happening again in Indore. So everybody, all the architects from Rajasthan, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, and of course Madhya Pradesh will be hosting. So I request you, please join on 16th and 17th of July for this conference, a new regional interactive platform. Thank you so much. Thanks, Tushar.
What a beautiful way to end. When a party ends with the announcement of the another one. Thank you, IAA, for giving us this opportunity of hosting such mesmerizing, enriching events, one after the other. And friends, it is indeed a privilege and an honor to have a guest at a valedictory function who has done it all and proven it to the world. Dedication, hard work, and commitment makes you successful for sure. Put your hands together to the man who has put it correct to all of us. Mr. Rajiv Arora, sir, please come forward. We'll be happy and humbled with your blessings when you discuss with us and tell us what it is when you watch us through the way, what it is when you take us to the top, and what it is when you stand there and bless us once again.
Thank you, and good evening. First of all, I would like to convey my heartfelt thanks to architect Tushar Sugani, Shri R.K. Vijayvargiya ji, Gyanendra Shekhawat ji, Mukul Goyal, Shri Gaurav Agarwal, my friends here, Ravi Gupta ji, Amit Gehlot ji, all the jury members, and all the office bearers of the Rajasthan Chapter of the Indian Institute of Architects, who have invited me for today's incredibly beautiful event as chief guest and giving me honor to speak to all of you. अभी एक बात तुषार ने कही कि JLF से प्रेरणा लेके उन्होंने इस फेस्टिवल को शुरू करा. I was chairman Rajasthan Tourism Development Corporation, and when my tenure finished, I had a great evening with Faith Singh and John Singh, and we conceptualized Jaipur Virasat Foundation. And then we started Jaipur Virasat Festival in Jaipur. I was also the chairman of the Citizens Committee at that time. And that Jaipur Virasat Festival became the Jaipur Literature Festival. And what you see now, Jaipur is famous for our traditional festivals, Teej and Gangor and whatever. But in last few years, we also created Jaipur Literature Festival, Jaipur Film Festival, or now the जयपुर आर्किटेक्चर फेस्टिवल. बहुत खुशी की बात है कि जयपुर को उत्सव की नगरी बनाने में आप लोगों का बहुत बड़ा रोल हो गया कि जयपुर एक हमारे यहाँ वैसे भी क्या है कि फेस्टिवल्स पे कुछ ज़्यादा ध्यान दिया जाता है. जो दिवाली है जयपुर की, इट इज़ वर्ल्ड फेमस. और जब मकर संक्रांति आती है हम देखते हैं सब लोग छतों के ऊपर चढ़े हुए होते हैं. तो जयपुर के अंदर एक अलग वाइब्रेशन है, एक अलग एनर्जी है. व्हाट आई हैव सीन हियर टुडे, मुझे लगता है कि आप सब लोग जो निर्माता हैं कि जयपुर के हमारे खून के अंदर बसा हुआ है. जयसिंह जी ने कंसेप्चुलाइज करा जयपुर, फिर विद्याधर ने इसमें कारखाने बनाए, इसमें कचहरियाँ बनाई, इसमें पैलेस बनाया, पब्लिक प्लेसेस बनाई. द वे जयपुर इस भी एक पूरे जो ग्रिड के संग बना हुआ है. और विजयवर्गीय जी को तो मालूम है जयपुर दुनिया में फेमस है, जिसका एक टाउन प्लानिंग है जिसमें नीचे दुकान और ऊपर मकान. पूरा शहर आप त्रिपुलिया बाज़ार, किशनपुर बाज़ार, चौड़ा रास्ता, जौहरी बाज़ार, वेरी यूनिक आर्किटेक्चर पूरी दुनिया के अंदर. मेरे ख्याल से पहला प्लान सिटी हिंदुस्तान के अंदर. और तभी सब लोग बोलते हैं पेरिस ऑफ ईस्ट, पेरिस ऑफ इंडिया. तो जयपुर के संग ये जो जयपुर आर्किटेक्चर फेस्टिवल है ये बड़ा जेल करता है. ये इससे बढ़िया जगह कोई दूसरी हो नहीं सकती हिंदुस्तान के अंदर जिस पर आर्किटेक्चर फेस्टिवल हो, जहाँ पे जंतर मंतर हो, जहाँ पे हवा महल हो, जहाँ पे एल्बर्ट हॉल म्यूजियम हो. हर कोने के ऊपर जहाँ पे आर्किटेक्चर के पद चिन्ह छोड़े हैं उस समय के आर्किटेक्चर्स ने. और मिर्ज़ा इस्माइल ने जो पूरा जयपुर नया बनाया, तो विद्याधर ने बनाया, फिर मिर्ज़ा इस्माइल ने बनाया, अब वो अशोक गहलोत, शांति धारीवाल और R.K. विजयवर्गीय जी बना रहे हैं. पूरा जो नया जयपुर बन रहा है वो भी अपने आप के अंदर बहुत खूबसूरत है, बहुत ही स्पेशल है. हम सबको मालूम है कि व्हाट इज़ गोइंग टू हैपन इन हिंदुस्तान में अभी क्या हो रहा है अगले 5, 7, 8 साल के अंदर. सारा का सारा द वास्ट लैंड ऑफ आवर कंट्री इज गोइंग टू बी अर्बनाइज्ड. 70% of new jobs will be in urban India. 70% of our GDP will be also from urban India. तो ऐसे समय के अंदर आप लोगों का रोल, आप लोगों की प्लानिंग इज़ वेरी वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट. किस तरीके के एस्थेटिक्स को आप यूज़ करते हैं, कैसा एनवायरनमेंट आप देते हैं, कैसा ग्रीन वर्ल्ड होना चाहिए. आजकल पूरी दुनिया में बात होने लगी है, होटल्स बन रहे हैं तो वो भी एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली बन रहे हैं, उनको भी अलग से सर्टिफिकेशन दिया जाता है. ग्रीन बिल्डिंग का सर्टिफिकेशन हम देते हैं. तो टोटल आउटलुक चेंज हो रहा है. और जब अखबार पढ़ते हैं, आता है सबसे ज़्यादा पॉलिटिक सिटीज़ जो हैं दुनिया के अंदर, उनमें से हिंदुस्तान की बहुत सारी सिटीज़ हैं। तो मेरे ख्याल से आर्किटेक्ट्स का बहुत बड़ा रोल हो जाता है कि कैसा आर्किटेक्चर करें जब अर्बनाइजेशन इतनी तेज़ी से बढ़ रहा है। मुझे खुशी है कि मैं देखता हूँ कि यहाँ पे लोग बड़े सेंसिटिव हैं, लोकल मटेरियल्स का यूज़ कर रहे हैं, उनको काम में ले रहे हैं, उनको दिमाग में रख के आर्किटेक्चर कर रहे हैं। मैं बहुत सारे आप में से आर्किटेक्ट्स जो हैं उनके संग मैंने काम भी करा है, समय समय पे उनके काम को देखा भी है। आई एम रियली प्राउड कि जो जयपुर में काम हो रहा है वो दुनिया के वन ऑफ द बेस्ट जो आर्किटेक्ट्स काम कर रहे हैं उस तरीके का काम आज जयपुर के अंदर हो रहा है, क्योंकि पीपल आर सेंसिटाइज्ड, द गवर्नमेंट इज ऑल्सो सेंसिटाइज्ड, दे ऑल्सो willing to provide you the kind of infrastructure you want, the kind of policy support you want. ये तभी संभव होता है जब हम कोई खूबसूरत चीज़ का निर्माण करते हैं। ये फेस्टिवल है, मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय के अंदर इसने जैसा भी कह रहे थे हमारे भोपाल से आए हुए साथी, इंदौर के फेस्टिवल होने वाला है, यू हैव क्रिएटेड लैंडमार्क। अगली बार इससे भी ज़्यादा अच्छा हो, इससे बड़ा हो, लेकिन इससे भी ज़्यादा सुंदर हो। तो इस एक्सीलेंस की तरफ हमको जो जाने की ज़रूरत है, मुझे लगता है कि वो आप सब लोगों के दिल के अंदर है। जो आपकी जो टीम्स हैं, जिन लोगों ने काम करा, फ्रॉम द प्रेजेंटेशन, फ्रॉम द वीडियो आई सॉ फर्स्ट टिल द एंड, एक बड़ी आपस के अंदर एक सिनर्जी है, होमोजेनिटी की है, और सब लोग चाहते हैं कि इस फेस्टिवल का नाम पूरी दुनिया के अंदर हो। मैं भी तुषार को बोलूँगा, आपकी पूरी टीम को बोलूँगा कि मेरा जो भी सहयोग आपको पर्सनल रूप से, सरकार के रूप से, कोई भी किस्म से मैं इसमें मदद कर सकूं, तो मुझे आपके संग जुड़ने के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी होगी। और आज की इवनिंग में एक ख़ास बात और भी थी कि बहुत सारे लोगों को अवार्ड दिए गए, बहुत सारे कॉम्पिटिशन हुए, देवर स्पॉन्सर्स जिनको अवार्ड दिया गया। तो जो अवार्डीज़ हैं, माय हार्टिएस्ट कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस टू देम। और कॉम्पिटिशन हुआ जिसके MNI की आयोजन स्कूल ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर, दोनों को मैंने क्लोज से देखा है, किरण मादिनी जी के संग मैंने काम करा है, तो मुझे खुशी है कि इनको अवार्ड मिला। आई कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट यू। बहुत बढ़िया जयपुर के अंदर आर्किटेक्चर की पढ़ाई हो रही है। आई एम श्योर कि आने वाला जो समय है वो आपके इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए, आने वाली कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के लिए, और जयपुर को वर्ल्ड मैप के ऊपर लेके आने के लिए, क्योंकि जयपुर की गुलाबी नगरी तो है, आज आपने उसको पीला रंग दिया है। ये बसंत का रंग है, पीला जो रंग है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि आने वाले समय के अंदर हम लोग और मिलेंगे। और जो यहाँ से पूरी दुनिया से गेस्ट आए हैं, I came to know there were 1,500 guests from 26 countries. I think they will all go back with very, very good, sweet memories from Rajasthan. We always say, I was chairman Rajasthan Tourism, our slogan was, पधारो हमारे देश। तो अभी तो आप वापस जा रहे हैं, वापस राजस्थान आना, वापस जयपुर आना। धन्यवाद, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर, आपके आशीर्वाद और हम सबके दोस्तों की प्यार, इस टीम के मेहनत, लगन और आत्मविश्वास के साथ हम यही आशा करते हैं द नेक्स्ट राजस्थान आर्किटेक्चर फेस्टिवल विल बी बिगर, लाउडर। आई कैन सी तुषार सर सेइंग बस करो, एक ख़त्म कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद में वील प्लान फॉर द नेक्स्ट। बट यस टीम, दैट इज़ व्हाट वी आर्किटेक्ट्स आर मेड फॉर। Before we finish one drawing, we start thinking about the other one. Before the plants are roped and the seeds grow out, we start thinking about the shade the trees are going to give us. And that's the same way we plan our parties. Before we finish this RAF, we have an extension to a party in July at Madhya Pradesh. And another one is coming up in October. May I request the technical team to please play the video, which welcomes all of us to another beautiful celebration of architecture hosted by IIA.
for hospitality.
Ji haan, I'm sure tomorrow morning this campus of Clark Samir will miss all of you. Tomorrow morning, the halls will miss these strong discussions and the beautiful poetry of architecture it has seen for last 2 days. Tomorrow morning, this hall and this stage will feel empty. So let's make it to the best tonight itself, friends. Coming up towards an end of this Rajasthan Architecture Festival, it brings us immense pleasure and pride to introduce you to another proud personality from Rajasthan who has given his voice to playback songs of films like Talash, Iqbal, Happy New Year, and very recently to Bhool Bhulaiya 2. We were told the Rajasthan Architecture Festival kept us away from the movie, so we thought let's have the celebrity himself here to sing for us and make this event more memorable. Presenting to you the playback singer from Rajasthan itself, Ravindra Upadhyay ji, who's going to make this evening more beautiful, make us all tap our feet and celebrate Rajasthan Architecture Festival with a big, big applaud. Friends, I'm sure that you are waiting for him to come on the stage. So may I request, sir, to please come up on the stage. And all of you to please leave your seats because he's not going to let you sit. And Rajasthan Architecture Festival is going to keep you engaged in your hearts, your brains, and your tunes with him. Join us once again when IA Rajasthan Chapter will extend you for another beautiful evening, another beautiful ceremony of discussions, talk sessions, smiles, and chatterboxes to open up. Thank you, friends. Till then, wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful future, a beautiful year ahead. From IA Rajasthan Chapter, I, Shweta Chaudhary, wish you a good night and a beautiful evening for tonight with Ravindra Upadhyay.
Presenting a sensational voice that made his way beating over 35,000 participants across India in Channel V's Talent Hunt. Selected and judged by eminent music icons like A.R. Rahman, Adnan Sami and Himesh Reshamia. The voice that featured in Bollywood films like Iqbal, Aag, Rakt Charitra and Talash. The versatile performer has launched many hit albums and also features in the International Music Album. Back under the influence, still the heartthrob of thousands of fans in India and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and give a great round of applause and welcome on stage the sensational voice, the super singer, Ravindra Upadhyay.
सैया तू है मेरा सैया सैया तू जो छू ले प्यार से आराम से मर जाऊं आजा चंदा बाहों में तुझ में हो जाऊं मैं तेरे नाम में हो जाऊं सैया सैया ये न रो नशा ये न रो नशा है बढ़ता जाए कोई प्रेम से घूंघटिया देता उठाए अब बावरा हुआ मन जग हो गया है रोशन ये नई सुहागन हो गई है तेरी जोगन कोई प्रेम की पुजारन मंदिर सजाए सैया 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 हीरे मोती मैं न चाहूं मैं तो चाहूं संगम तेरा मैं न जानूं तू ही जाने मैं तो तेरी हाय तू है मेरा